One cup, one life. Together we can fight coronavirus. My name is Hassan Boujaran, one of Kash Foundation knowledge seekers and a teacher for Iranians and Farsi-speaking communities. Thank you for joining me today. It's an honor to present to you the science of Dr. Mehran Tawakkoli Kash, who is a nuclear physicist and founder of Kash Foundation. Dr. Kash gave one cup, one life as gift to humanity for world peace and health. Today I would share the science of this technology and then show you how to make the cup of life at home to protect your family, your business. Finally, the application of it. Unified, we can conquer this virus. Kash Foundation is a spaceship institute, and Dr. Kash has developed GANS technology to fight viruses. We understand viruses are energy packs. GANS technology was developed to fight viruses since we only deal with deadly viruses far more dangerous than coronavirus in space. Since viruses are energy pack, you can only fight them with energy, same weapon. Now I will show you how to make one cup, one life. What is GANS? If you look at one cup, one life, this is GANS. The material you see at the bottom of this glass is the GANS. GANS means gas in nano-solid state. What we have done, we have taken matter and then we basically release the atoms of the matter and we bring them to the form that they can release energy. And that's what we need to fight the virus. So this is not matter anymore, so the form is different. So what does it mean? I'm going to explain to you, even a child can understand it. When we take this atom and let's say reverse the jacket of it, so the atom starts showing its beauty, it gives its energy, and that's the energy we basically harvest from the water that is on top. So we never touch this GANS here, but what we do, we add water to it, and as it settles down, we use the clear water on the top in application that I show you how we can apply it to fight the coronavirus. Now I'm going to show you how to set up your one cup, one life and get this GANS. What are the ingredients to make one cup, one life? We need copper coil, we need a piece of zinc, and we need a copper coil that has been nano-coated. I'll explain to you and I'll show you how we can nano-coat a piece of copper. So we need 3 pieces here. So how do I get wire? At home we have appliances that we don't need, or we have pieces of wire that's sitting around. So what we do, we can actually remove the cover of the wire and we can use that, which I've already done for you. Here, this is some of the wire that I took out of this one. A piece of zinc, where would I get a piece of zinc? You can go to a hardware store. It has to be a 99.9% or 99.5% pure zinc. If you can't, sometimes on the roof you may find it, the gutters may have the zinc. If you know that this is a good zinc, you can use that. But zinc here is readily available. You can get it online. But for some reason, if you can't, you have no access to it. Batteries, regular batteries, not the alkaline one, they have a zinc cover. So if you remove the cover in the top and all the carbon inside, what covers this is a zinc. So you can take it out, wash it, perhaps put it in a vinegar, clean it, and you can use that. I'm going to also take a piece of copper wire and I'll show you how to coil it, the way I did it here. You can take a pencil or pen or something round and you can just coil it like this. See? Very simple. Dr. Kash made this technology very simple. It's not a simple technology, it's very sophisticated, but he made it very simple that in this crisis, we can all make it at home. So here, that's just how I coiled it. Here's another piece, and I'll show you another piece which I call nano-coat. What happens in a nano-coat, we use fire to basically give layers. Basically, the layers of atoms of the copper will come out. So you get layers of them. This way you're releasing them, and that's how we get the energy from them. I won't recommend touching it or handling it. So this area which has been nano-coated, the layers came out almost like a popcorn, they popped. So try not to touch them or use the gloves. Same as the GaNs. Try not to touch the GaNs. So I'll show you here how to nano coat that with a fire. I mean, here I have a torch. You could use gas stove, or if you don't have, or you have electricity, if you have a barbecue that's using gas, you could use that. If you have none of these things, so what can I do? Do you have a fireplace? You can make some fire in the fireplace. When you have amber, you put the coil in the amber, and in time will turn black. And that's how you're nano coating it. So I'll show you here how we're going to nano coat this piece of wire. So what you do, you try to make it red. You keep it in a fire, make sure it is red. And I recommend not too much heat. Try to have lower heat. Now I'm going to do it on the other side. So you want to make sure that the entire copper becomes black. And you can see as it becomes red, and some of it may fall, some of pieces of copper, that's okay. Now I nano coated this one. Now I'm going to do the installation. This is the 1 cup, 1 life. This is my zinc plate. What you do, you take a piece of zinc plate and you bend it, basically very easily. You bend that one part, and I put it here. You can take a piece of wood. Do not bring any other element here. So I took a chopstick or a skewer, something of wood, and I have my nano-coated copper coil, and I put it in the middle. And the 3-piece inside the cup, they should not touch. So they should basically be separate. So let's see what are the ingredients, what else we need. We need some salt. You can use some salt that you have at home. We need a 15% salt solution. So we put 15% salt, depends on the amount. So if you have 1 liter, you use 150 grams of salt, roughly. Could be 17%, could be 13%. This is all okay. We make it very simple. Now I'm going to do the connection of these wires. So what I'll do, first, I connect the zinc and the copper. So what I'll do, I connect this and this, these two together first. As you see here, I connected the 2 sides, my zinc plate and my copper coil, with these 2 wires. And thirdly, the nano coat. What I would do, I would take a piece of wire. Here I have a coil. I'm going to add that to my nano-coated coil. Why? Because this acts almost like a load to it. So we're creating a difference between the plate and the copper and the nano. And this difference, it starts creating a current because our nano copper is active, has energy. So this way we can create a difference so the energy starts flowing. And then I connect my other wire to this. Now I connect this one to this wire here. As you see, it's very simple. The connections could be also other sorts of a wire. If you have these, you can become fancy and you can use that as well. But it's very simple. I'm using whatever we have at home and we can find. For the connection, you can also use the telephone wires if you have at home pieces of telephone wire, so you can use that too. Let's recap before I add the salt solution here. This was the 1 cup 1 life setup, but it's a small. So I have a larger scale of it so you can see the connections. Here is the same thing, it's just the larger cup. So here again I have my zinc plate, here I have my copper coil. As you see, I connected them together. Here they're connected, these two. So I need to now connect my nano-coated coil to this. So what I did, I added a piece of wire. It doesn't have to be naked like this. You could be, another piece of wire. So I had this coil wire, which I added as a load. Now I'm going to connect it to the other two. And that's it, very simple. Now what I add to it, the other thing is, here I'm showing you on a large scale. So these pieces, they should be close together. The approximity of them, I would say, give them about an inch, inch and a half, 2 inch. And if your production of a GaNs is slow, you need to keep them maybe closer. Sometimes when they're too far, it will not be enough interaction of the magnetic field between them. So here gives you a better view of the connection. So the copper coil, the zinc plates are connected with 2 wires. Your nano copper in the middle one with another piece of wire, which we said as a load, is connected to the other 2. Now let's add the 15% salt solution. So we need 150 grams of salt per 1 liter of water. Here's my salt, here's my cup, and some water here. So what I do, again, 15% roughly, it could be 13%, 17%, it doesn't matter. So I know for this cup, I'm going to add salt solution. And the other thing is, you don't want all your connections to be inside the water. You want them to be outside of the water, where we made the connections. Where we made the connections here, these should be outside of the water. So here's my salt solution, and make sure that's dissolved. And I'm going to add it to my 1 cup 1 life. That's very simple. So what happens, very soon we start seeing a reaction between these 3. So some bubbles start showing. So I'm going to show you a setup that I already did and has been processing for a few days. So I would say some people may get the GaNs in matter of hours. You may get it in matter of a day. But soon you should see GaNs coming at the bottom and some at the top. So I'll show you my setup. As you see here, I have another setup here, and also the setup we did, it started reacting, and you can see GaNs started on the top and also some in the bottom. So you're going to see this sort of a reaction. And what happened in time, this GaNs is going to settle down. In this setup that I did before, you can see the GaNs already settled down at the bottom. Then I'll show you how you can harvest them. If you don't see the reaction, please check your connection, make sure the connection is well connected. Second is, make sure the spaces in between the plates, between the nano copper and the copper, they're close enough, but they should not be touching in the cup. And do not bring any other matter. And what I use here, I use the wood skewer. You can use a pencil or any other things to basically hang your copper coil in the cup. And also some may get the different colors. For example, in another setup that I did, I have this bluish color, which is fine because the copper got oxidized, so it became bluish. Some may get orangish, yellowish color. If your zinc plate is 100% zinc and you're sure of it, it's okay. Because again, that was the copper atoms that came into water and has not oxidized yet. So in the water was not oxygen enough to oxidize. However, a lot of zincs may have iron in it. If it's an iron, so it's in rust. So that's not good. You have to make sure that you use pure zinc in this setup. As you see, time passed and you've seen 1 cup, 1 life. It has been reacting and now we have our GaNs. I showed you the color of GaNs before. It was like bluish, but you can get, again, different colors. It may even come yellowish, orangish. And here's another GaNs that I got another harvest. You can see the color. So the color, it doesn't matter. So when you see that, this is good because you have all the elements that you need here. Now let me show you how to harvest it, how you can get this GaNs out of this cup. Because this keeps giving you gases. As long as you keep adding salt water to it, it doesn't die. It keeps giving you GaNs. So I'm going to harvest it. You can use turkey baster or you can use a syringe and pull it out of the bottom, whichever it's convenient, whatever you have. So I'm going to use the turkey baster. I forgot to mention, on the top of it, sometimes you have GaNs on top of it. So if you do have, with a plastic spoon, you can get all the GaNs on the top. Actually, they're not all of them GaNs. Some of it is amino acids that is connected. So that amino acid is good for later on. We will tell you, if another protocol, what you can use that for. So we can collect that amino acid, add to it, or take some of it, put it in another container separately. So the other material that on the top is the amino acid of it, part of it. So you can remove some of it, keep it separate, and the rest you can add to your 1 cup, 1 life in your harvesting. Now, how are we going to wash these GaNs? Because it was a 15% salt solution. So now we're going to make it what? More like add fresh water to it. So that the next step, I'll show you how to wash this. Now I'm going to show you how to wash this GaNs, because we had a 15% salt in it and it's very salty. So what we're going to do, we're going to add fresh water to it and again let it settle down, and then we remove the water from the top so it becomes less salt. So we keep doing it until when we taste the water, it's not too salty. Not many people can tolerate the salt. Actually, the salt water is very good. So we collect all this salt water in another container, which I tell you in an application how we're going to use that salt water, because it's very valuable. So what I have here, and also going back to 1 cup, 1 life that we harvested the GaNs, now you can see it's half full or half empty. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some more salt water to it because it keeps producing, it doesn't die. So we're going to add more salt water to it, and we put it aside, and it's going to give us more GaNs and we can harvest more. Now, here I have this, I'm going to wash the salt. So I take some water, add to it, and you can see the water become very milky and everything is mixing. But if you give it some time, it settles down, it becomes just like this. Then I can pour off the top of it in another container, another gallon, another bottle. And I'm collecting that. And in time, this basically, the water on the top become not too salty. Now I'm going to show you how to apply this. What's the application? And talk a little bit about the coronavirus and how it has been progressing. Now I'm going to show you how to apply this one. This is the GaNs water that basically has been settled, because basically also what I did, I shake the bottle and everything is settled. So this water is being energized. So it has all the energy of the GaNs that we have here, and this is what's the energy that is going to fight the coronavirus. And I'll show you how to apply it. One way is through spraying it. Here's a spray bottle. You can find any spray bottle at home, large or small. So what I do, I add this to spray. Again, only the water. We need these GaNs. This is what really we need and gives off energy. I'm going to emphasize that over and over again. So you're not consuming the GaNs. You only take the water on the top. So you see I'm gentle not to stir that. So here I have the GANS in my spray, is one way you can apply it. Another application is through breathing. So I made myself a hookah. So I took the drinking bottle, especially the one that bike riders have because it's already easy and it is a hole in here. And what I did, I made a hole to the side of it and put a straw that it went into the water. So what I do, I basically suck the air from the top. So what happened, the air goes from here, goes through the water, the air gets again energized and it goes into my lung. As it goes into my lung, the virus that's in my lung, it basically will take its energy. And that's a very effective way of, again, to deal with the coronavirus. The other way is we drink. We drink in a day to prevention, 300 to 500 milliliter in a day, in different times, sips. For example, I take just this much, sip. And drink it like that. And now the spray. So I'm going to show you where to spray that. The areas we spray is the head, actually entire body. As you know, the virus, we cannot see it, and it's an energy pack. So that's the problem, that the doctors cannot do anything with it. You cannot get an antibiotics to get rid of it. And we said we're going to fight it with energy. So here's the GANS water that I said we spray our body with it. To test to see if we have it or not, one of the tests is you hold your nose for 10 seconds. If you can hold your breath for 10 seconds without having any problem with breathing or cough, 80% you're okay. But of course, if somebody has asthma and other problem and they cannot hold it in a normal circumstance, so that's an exception. The other thing is the virus goes into the head. We have seen from doctors' reports that the virus goes into the brain. Also, the virus goes to the lung through the respiratory. So these two areas, how we're going to test it. If you spray your head and you feel a pressure in your head, it's not a kind of a pressure that you think that you have a headache, that you need to take a tablets, aspirin. It's a pressure. It's more like a magnetic pressure. 90% you have it. If you spray your chest and you feel a pressure in your chest, again, another 90% that you have that. So again, these are tell you that. And if you're feeling sick, do you feel that you're ill? You have fever. Again, these are the symptoms of it. So to prevent, what we do again, we spray all over our body. In the morning, you spray from head to toe. And twice a day with a hookah, 15 to 20 minutes, you breathe from it. Wherever you go, you spray the environment, you spray, let's say, whatever you touch. If you're traveling, let's say you are on a plane, you spray your seat. In a bus, you spray your seat. And that's how you basically protect yourself. So this virus, we cannot see it. It's an energy pack. It's not a bacteria that you can take antibiotics for it. So as I said, we're going to fight it with energy. This GANS water has energy in it. So when the virus comes in contact with this is a very weak energy. So that when the virus comes in contact, it gives this energy to this water, to this GANS water, and its energy goes away and it leaves the cell. So what the doctors report, when they sprayed the patient with this, the temperature dropped. So that means the virus basically lost its energy. After 24 to 72 hours, the second fever comes. Basically, this comes from the damaged cell. So in that sense, now you can go to the doctor and take heavy antibiotics to deal with that. But you still need to spray yourself with this GANS water from the head to the toe. In the morning, for prevention, you spray yourself entire body with this. Twice in a day or more, you breathe through this one, because this air goes into your lung and the virus, the place the virus wants to go, goes into the lung. and you could basically take its energy. As it's in your lung, it interacts with the virus and takes its energy and it goes. The other part is the head. So when we spray the head, if you feel the pressure in the head, 90% chance that the virus is in the head. When you spray on the chest, if again there's a pressure in the chest, one of the patients said, when I spray on the chest, it seems like one person sitting on my chest. That person had coronavirus. And by applying it and also drinking the Gans water, by morning there was no symptoms and he was fine. So these are the areas. Doctors have a very good result in Iran by applying this on Gans, on hundreds and hundreds of patients that they have been using this on. And we also heard the voice of the patients that they gave all the symptoms. So they had a fever. By spraying this Gans, the fever was gone, so the symptoms was gone, and they feel better. And then they said they had the second fever. But bear in mind, for prevention, you spray your body once in the morning, once at night, before you go to bed. Even you spray the sheet, where you sleep. Spray the environment. Breathe through this twice in a day for prevention, 15 to 20 minutes, or if you can do, please do that. And each time you finish, you take this water, emptying it, sanitize it, clean it, and again, add fresh Gans water to this one for the next time. Drink 300 to 500 milliliter of it for prevention at different interval. If you have the virus, if you test yourself with this and you say, look, I feel this and I'm sick, so what you need to do now, every hour you need to spray your body. You need to spray your body, the chest, your back, all your body. You need to spray your head, spray your face, and keep drinking 100 ml every hour. And breathe through this every hour for 10-15 minutes every hour. Keep continuing until all of these symptoms goes. When your fever drops, again, that's a very good sign, and you wait for the second. But meantime, you're going to continue this one. If you're diagnosed with coronavirus, you need to use this at least for 3 months. Why? Because this virus is not gone. It's mutating. And what the doctors reported, this virus has gone from the lung and the brain and the head that we know of, it has gone into the intestine. So it has adapted to a more acidic environment. The virus has gone even to the muscle tissue. A lot of people feel the pain in the muscles. They feel pain in hip. They feel pain in the bones. They feel pain in the fingers, as if somebody pressing the fingers, holding in a hand and pressing it. That's sort of a pain they have. Also, they see kind of a dark stool, or the urine is very yellowish or whitish. Or women, they feel cramp in the belly, or men, they have a pressure in the belly. So again, these are the signs that the virus has gone into it. And some of these signs that I'm explaining to you, the patients did not even have a fever, never even showed any other signs. And we have seen in Italy that some of the patients died from pain in the throat and had a heart attack or stroke. What happened also, this virus has gone into the liver and kidney. If you feel pain in your back, in your kidney area, again, that shows this is the area that the virus has gone. So there is another protocol for these situations that you feel pain below your chest. So this area, if you feel any of these, there is a second protocol. There's another Gans that I'll show you how to make it. Because as you know, our body, we get things through the air, through our nose. We also drink through the water and also the solid. So we cover the breathing part of it, that you took care of your lung. But then when it comes into the body part, the physical part of it, the muscles and the bones, we need to have another Gans. The cup of life that I showed you to make for this protocol is very simple. You already made it, and I'm going to make it simple. So what you do, you take this zinc plate out of it. You make another cup, just a fresh cup, like this. And what you do, you only put your nano-coated copper and your copper in that. Simple. and then you connecting these two and add salt water to it. So what it does, this is going to give you the next GANS, which is a CuO2 GANS, and this is the one you use from this part, from your chest, below. So if you have these symptoms, if you have the coronavirus, you're going to basically spray from here all the way down with this GANS, and still you're going to use 1 cup 1 life GANS, the protocol that I said, spray the entire body every hour, especially wash the chest, wash the back, drink it, and also breathe through the hookah. We have had a success, reports from doctors in Iran that they saved many lives by using this application. This technology has been developed by Dr. Kash, a nuclear physicist, as a gift to the world. And doctors in Iran has embraced this technology, and we have had an amazing success fighting coronavirus. And if you follow the same steps and create 1 cup 1 life GANS, you can fight this. We can fight together and conquer this virus. I thank you for your time, and I wish you all great health. Thank you very much. Here is a hospital in Iran. The gentleman on bed is a doctor, and also he's a head of the coronavirus section of a hospital treating patients with corona disease. When he was diagnosed with coronavirus, he had no hope, knowing that there is no cure for coronavirus. However, his brother, who is a doctor, has been suggesting 1 cup 1 life. He was skeptical about it because it's outside of the medical realm. But however, when he was positive, knowing there's no hope, he came to his brother and asked for help. You see him on a bed, and he's doing a very good job in recovery. And we're going to see him a couple of days later, see how he feels. Now you see the brother who's a doctor and is not even wearing a mask, and there's another doctor. And now you see the patient on the bed. This is 2 days later. He's well recovered and the symptoms are gone. And the brother says he doesn't even wear mask because he's protected himself with 1 cup 1 life. I'm translating this gentleman. His name is Nader Mehrigan from the state of Golestan and from the city of Kutur. When he went to hospital, when they did the oxygen test, because it was not normal, they found that he has a lung problem with the coronavirus. Then doctors found out that he's positive with coronavirus. They didn't keep him in the hospital. He came home and he found the room and quarantined himself in the room away from his family. Friends from the Kash Foundation, in 24 hours, they brought him and showed him how to make the 1 cup 1 life. They taught him and they showed him how to use it. His problem is gone. His symptoms are gone. He's thanking himself and on behalf of his family from Dr. Mehran Tavakkoli Kash that he saved his life and also saved his family life. He's thanking very much. You see here, these are the Kash Foundation knowledge seekers that have been fighting coronavirus in trenches, going to patients with coronavirus. And as you saw, the proximity of them, they're sitting very comfortable because they're confident that they protect themselves with 1 cup 1 life. These are medical reports from doctors in Iran. Patients that were diagnosed positive with coronavirus, and the protocol was 1 cup 1 life, and they recovered fully. I'm not a doctor, and this is not medical advice. This is merely educational material. If you're ill, please contact your physician and show this film to your physician. While great effort has gone into trying to provide correct information, data on this disease is quickly progressing. This virus is mutating. So please look for updated information.